Welcome back, YouTube. Today I got another Killer Instinct Arcade 1-Up cabinet upgrade. This is the Sanwa Joystick. I ordered this off of DIYarcade.com, and yeah, great company. The package I ordered 2 days ago, and just came right here. I think it was even free shipping. But yeah, I got the 8-way restrictor already put on the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and install this, and I'm probably gonna change up. I ordered some new buttons because the all blue buttons is just I don't know, it's kind of confusing sometimes to me. So I'm gonna do red, and then blue, and then purple. 2 2 2. That's how I'm gonna do it. And then for the Wi-Fi button, I got a yellow one because the letters around the Wi-Fi button over here are yellow, so I figured it would kind of match. And then player 1 and player 2 is also getting an upgrade. And of course, the cool thing about this is that they are LED upgrades. So these are all LED buttons on here. So we got this nice little kit to get it some power, and then you have also this converter over here, I guess. It's a Y splitter. But I did order the new knobs for the top, and they were supposed to be red, but I don't know. That looks pretty orange to me. So yeah, probably end up getting a different design. But for now, let's get started and see if we can get this bad boy installed. All right, first things first, we'll go ahead and remove the knobs off of here, and then we're gonna have a total of 4 Phillips screws to remove, 2 on each side. Once we do that, we can take this out and flip it over. Of course, we got to disconnect our cables too. You'll have one little ribbon type of cable, and then I think there's another plug for the LED lighting. But I'll go ahead and remove those, and then we'll go ahead and remove the I think there's about 6 screws in the back. So let's go check it out and see what we got. All right, we got the back removed. It was actually 7 little screws that held the back on it, but it came off pretty easily. We'll go ahead and get started and cut these zip ties over here. Of course, be careful. Try not to cut the wire underneath, because you might have to order some new ones if you do. But first things first, we'll go ahead and change the joysticks. I do believe the plate has to be transferred. I'm gonna check it out, but I'm pretty sure that I gotta transfer the original Arcade 1-Up plate over to the Sanwa Joystick plate. And I think that also has like 4 screws holding it down. So go ahead and swap that out, and let's go get this done. Okay, went ahead and removed one of the joysticks for the player 1 side, and what I noticed is that they used a little bit of glue on the bottom. Even though you take this one has 6 screws in it for the Killer Instinct cabinet, but it had this glue as well, so there's no way I could get underneath to pop it. So the best way to do it is when the joystick is still in, of course, you take your fingers, and I forced up by the joystick, and I was able to push it off, and it's snapped off. Damages it a little bit when you do so, but again, it's fine. We'll go ahead and cover it up, and you will never see it again. But here we go. This is the Sanwa joystick we're going to go ahead and install. I did put it on it earlier, and we do unfortunately have to switch the plates. Now, I'm sure I could just honestly put new holes in there, and nothing would happen. But I don't know. I guess what's recommended is just to switch the plates. So we'll go ahead and do that, and that'll probably be a lot easier. We'll go ahead and get that done, hook the cable up, and just do a test run after that. Make sure that it's hooked up correctly, and it's working just fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and switch the plates, and let's get this installed. So one thing I noticed, I thought that we were supposed to switch the plates, and I tried to do that earlier. But one thing that I noticed, that for the Killer Instinct one, this one actually doesn't line up at all. So you can't actually use the one that has, the Arcade 1-Up has, because it doesn't line up at all. None of the screw holes are on there. Not a single one. So you do actually have to use the original. So what is kind of cool, well, first of all, you don't gotta switch plates, so that's great. But There is 2 holes. So the Killer Instinct Arcade 1-up joystick has 6 screws in here total. Only 2 of those line up, which is the center bottom and the center top. So you can actually keep your original Sanwa plate on here, and it lines up perfectly. So went ahead and did that. There you go. Could maybe move over to a little bit to the right, but other than that, pretty much on point. And there you go, there is the original, so a little bit of a difference. But yeah, let's go ahead and run a little test and make sure that we got this hooked up correctly over here. Okay, so I ran the test and I was completely wrong. First of all, I had the joystick upside down. The connector piece is supposed to face upwards towards the player 1 button. And how I said earlier that the yellow and green go to the left side and red, orange, black go to the right side, I was completely wrong about that too. So I had to switch that over and flip it upside down, and now it is actually perfect. So yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up on this side as well. Switch this out, and then once I get the joysticks all set up, then I'll go ahead and get started on the buttons, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. And I totally lied. I said I was gonna go set up the second joystick, but I couldn't resist. I had to switch the buttons because I was so curious how it would look like. So before I turn this around and show you my masterpiece, I'm just gonna tell you how I took these things apart. Super simple. I left this one over stock on the other side for now, but you can take a needle nose plier, and sometimes, most of the times, you can just pull it off with your hand. But if not, take a little plier. Always be careful. Don't try to pull it off too hard, because of course you can break it, snap it, and you know, that's no good. Same thing goes on putting back on. I noticed that putting the cables back on the little connector piece sometimes can be really tough. So I would take it, pinch it at the base, and ever so slightly just give it a little force, just to make sure it kind of snaps on there. But it is fragile, so be careful not to use too much force. But let me show you what I came up with, and ta-da! So I did the quick side in red, medium in blue, and fierce in purple, because if you mix red and blue, of course you get the color purple. Also, for the start button, you will notice that I put a player 1 button, and I also got the matching player 2 over here. For the Wi-Fi button, I changed it to yellow because, again, it matches the live on there, so I just thought that was a nice little touch. But there you have it. There is the difference in 2 of them. And of course, now I'm going to get started on the other side. And after I get done replicating the other side, I will start working on the power for the LED buttons. So yeah, let's get to work again. Okay, and I switched out all the buttons. Now we're going to test out, see if everything's working. So quick punch, yep. Medium, so quick, medium, fierce, fierce kick, medium. Oh, let's go on this side. Oh yeah. Very nice. Can't do anything else. Start. Internet. Oh, there you go. Hide this menu. Hide this menu. Fantastic. Back, forward, down, up. And I still gotta switch out this joystick, but there you have it. Everything is functional. Now all I have to do is go ahead and run the power to the buttons and switch out the joysticks, and we should be all set to go. So I'm gonna go work on this joystick, and then once that's done, I will get back to you when I start wiring up the LED lights. Alrighty. Second joystick is in, and not only that, I ran the cables for the LED. So this is the cabling over here. This is a 18 connector. The way I made sure to hook it up is, as you see, negative is on the left side, positive is on the right. Just like with car batteries, black is negative, red is positive. So it daisy chains. This cable just daisy chains. So I went through and plugged in button by button by button by button. Now in the middle over here, these two over here didn't reach the other side, so I left those two out and then jumped over and continued on until the very end. And I still have two other connectors on the daisy chain left that are not doing anything, so I'm probably gonna end up just putting some electrical tape around this just to keep it from dangling around. And then yeah, same thing, just follow the step on every one of them. Make sure that negative goes to negative and positive goes to positive. You know, that's all you gotta do. Just double check your work and you should be all set to go. I did plug this up earlier, so it is working, so everything is good to go. All I have to do now is go and tidy the cables up a little bit and then go ahead and put the shell back on. Now, I am curious though what I'm gonna do with this one, because there isn't really an exit hole for this in the plastic. So I'm afraid it's gonna have to get pinched, in which case I think I'm going to have to drill a hole in the plastic piece so this piece can come out. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, drill a little hole in the plastic and then make sure it pops out at the end. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work, tidy this up, and go ahead and put the plastic piece back on top. Okie dokie. I got everything wired up. Now I know this is not the neatest wiring on here because I am out of zip ties. So I had to use sandwich bag ties. So I went ahead and put a little electrical tape cap on them so they don't touch or anything or short each other out. Same thing on this end. Tied it off right there. So that is all set and go. But when I do get some zip ties, I'll probably come back and just clean this up a little bit. I did go ahead and drill a hole on the back plate because the power connector has to come out and you can't really run the power cable anywhere because you would pinch it. So I just went ahead and put a hole in there so it squeezes right through, and that way you're not pinching the cable. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much all set to go. I'm gonna put the cover back up and then we're gonna check it out, see how it looks. Now that we got everything put back together, all the buttons are looking nice and pretty, got it all tightened down, so we should be all good to go. Let's go around the back and let me show you how everything hooks up for the power buttons. So the Y adapter that we got plugs into the bottom right corner. That's gonna be your power. So there are two things connected to this. One, this one right over here, this is gonna be your LED buttons on your joystick. And the other one that connects over here is going to be the one that runs to the outside power. So that's the one that's outside the cabinet. That's the one that's going to connect to it. So let's go ahead and plug this in and let's check it out, see what it looks like. And there you have it. Now you might be wondering, why is it that the lights are on but the system is not? Well, it turns out that when you plug it into that power, it's just gonna give it constant power. So even if your unit is turned off, your buttons are still on. So I'll have to do a little bit of research and see if I can get around that. Easiest thing I can think of, plug it into a power strip and then basically just have a kill switch for it. So whenever you get done playing, it's not running the lights. But yeah, let's go and check it out real quick. We're gonna turn it on. Oh yeah. We'll get our fancy coin doors as well. All right, there we have it. All the buttons working, looking good. Let's go and give it a little mood lighting. Oh, looks pretty good. Very nice. well, there you have it. Still got a few things to tie up in the back. Like I said, I don't have any zip ties, so I'll have to come back to that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more screws to the new joysticks, because I only have 2 screws in there. But I mean, it should hold just fine. But I'm gonna put 2 more in there. I'm just gonna have to drill into the board. Other than that, yeah, totally happy with this product. Thank you for DIY Arcade for hooking me up with this. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to play and see how much of a difference it makes. So yeah, thanks again for checking my video. And next time we'll be doing the audio on this one. I think that's gonna be one of the final things I'm gonna do is put a bigger speakers in here. But I'm still doing a little bit more research just to see which route I want to go. But that's gonna be the last and final thing, is putting bigger speakers in here, and then we'll just have to call it a day. But anyway, thank you again for checking out my channel, and y'all have a wonderful day.